So I got a giant box of comic books from a friend, and he told me to go through it, see what I could find, grab whatever I want out of it. So I'm doing that. So without any further ado, here we go. So this is a Nova from, appears to be Nova Volume 1, Number 3, March 1994. The quality of most of these comics is not particularly great. Some of them have stained pages, and lots of them have a roll into the spine. See, we have Youngblood, Number 1. I think this is from Volume 2. And it is. This is Youngblood Number 1, Volume 2, September 1995. The Mighty Avengers, number 60, 60 cents. This is from, this is number 246. Again, we've got kind of deteriorating pages. This is from August 1984. The Mighty Avengers, number 245. Same issues with the paper. We're definitely going yellow. Volume 1, number 245, July 1984. The Avengers, number 288. This is February 1988. This is slightly better condition on the cover, at least. It's got spine ticks on it. The paper, it's fading towards the edges. But the cover, the inks are really bright still. We have Professor Xavier in the X-Men number 1. This is from November 1995. Cover still really good. It's got that same kind of crease in the spine. Oh, mall rats. Yeah, I could never see these images. This is most of the comics from this collection are actually, they appear to be from the 80s and through the mid 90s, maybe early 2000s, a little bit, with some notable exceptions I'm going to pull up in just a sec. We've got Avengers Unplugged. Let's see, it's going to be from the 90s again. I think it says April 1996 there. Avengers Unplugged Volume 1, Number 4, April 1996. Got Professor Xavier in the X-Men, number 9. This is from July 1996. I can tell that there's the Kool-Aid pack is still intact in that one. And Fantastic Four 2099, number 1. This was a cool comic book series. This is from January of 1996, when kind of everything did that whole 2099 thing. Dr. Doom and Hulk and Spider-Man, X-Men. Spider-Man was probably the one that was actually the one that people actually read. And here we've got a whole host of Fantastic Four. These are probably the oldest comics that I stumbled across so far going through this box. We've got Fantastic Four, number 171. Again, none of these are going to be in very good condition. The paper color is going a little bit. But I mean, the old ads are still great too. All of this is excellent. We've got Fantastic Four, number 174. Again, we've got slightly yellowing pages. Fantastic Four, that early art was awesome. Is it still considered early if it's in the over 100, issue 100? Let's see, Fantastic Four, number 154. Man, you talk about Jack Kirby's influence on comic books. Let's see. Jack Kirby's not listed here. He's not actually one of the artists in it, but he had a huge influence. We've got some tears on the cover on this guy. Fantastic Four, number 150. That should be a cool milestone kind of issue. Ultron. That's cool. 1974. It's a cool cover. Fantastic Four, number 148. Sandman. That's cool. This cover is actually in pretty good condition. We've got that same spine roll that seems to be in about everything. Fantastic Four, number 147. Namor. Is he coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? That'd be cool. I think we'd all like to see that. Got a major tear in the cover there, all the way down to here. You can see the staples coming out. The staples aren't rusted, at least. Fantastic Four, number 217. I love Johnny Storm. Some cool art on this cover. Fantastic Four 161. Johnny's not totally flamed up there. That's pretty cool. That's a good cover art as well. And Marvel Team Up featuring Spider-Man and the Inhumans. This is probably the oldest single comic in this collection. This is from July of 1973. That's probably the oldest one that we're going to see. Paper is going a little bit to the yellow side. Got some damage on the spine, but it's a really cool book. Now we get into kind of, just the other things I grabbed just as a little bit of a demo out of this box. This box is huge. It's got hundreds and hundreds of comic books. It's going to take me a long time to go through, but it's kind of an early preview. Dark Claw Adventures number 1. This is when Amalgam Comics popped up. That was that joint venture between Marvel and DC Comics. DC, I guess, was actually the publisher here. This is from 1997, and this was obviously a combination of Batman and Wolverine. That was pretty cool. I had to set that aside. X-Men and the Incredible Hulk is an annual for X-Men. This was one that I missed. I accidentally subscribed to X-Man instead of X-Men in the mid-90s when those little check-off boxes. What do you want to subscribe to? Spider-Man? No, let's go X-Men. And accidentally got X-Man instead of X-Men, and I was always super excited about it. It turned out really great. There's a really cool image of Thanos there with Nate Gray and the Hulk. That's a cool one. I haven't given that one a read, but I need to. Maximum Clonage, Spectacular Spider-Man, Maximum Clonage, number 5 of 6. This was actually it's hard to say it was an underrated comic series. The whole Spider-Man is not really Spider-Man, but he is Spider-Man, but maybe, but no, totally not. Haha, just kidding. It was kind of underrated. It was kind of cool. I liked seeing Ben Reilly end up as Spider-Man in the end of the series. I wish they hadn't rolled that back, but I guess we got it back now. Amazing Spider-Man number 431. We've got Carnage, Cosmic Carnage. This is where Carnage managed to take over influence of the Silver Surfer. It's a pretty cool premise. I imagine there's a little bit of value in this comic. February 1998. That's cool. Sensational Spider-Man number 0. This is actually this is where the comic where Ben Reilly takes over as Spider-Man from Peter Parker. Really cool comic. Really good story. This is kind of the culmination of Maximum Clonage. This is a special cover. I think there's a limited number of this cover. The main cover, this is the variant. The main cover has a hologram of Spider-Man there on the front, and this one obviously doesn't have the hologram. There's probably a real limited number of those that are still out there. Thunderbolts number 9. Man, Thunderbolts was one of the comic books that, like, it's one of my greatest comic regrets. I had the opportunity to buy Thunderbolts number 1, but I had limited pocket change, and I ended up getting a soft drink and a bag of chips for a break that I was having at the store, which is a huge bummer now. It's not that the Thunderbolts are just particularly valuable. I just really enjoy the story. I thought it was cool. Oh man, Superman Red, Superman Blue. This cover came with some of those 3D glasses, so you could get the cool 3D effect that went with it. This is back after the death and rebirth of Superman thing, when suddenly we had 2 Supermen. How does that work? It's from February 1998. It was interesting. I think this is a one-off issue. X-Men number 80, giant-sized milestone issue. It's got one of those cool, vaguely foil hologram covers. Pretty cool. This is from October 1998, Volume 1. I don't think it's the same Volume 1 of X-Men that I think you normally think of when you think early X-Men comics. Green Lantern. All right, I know almost nothing about Green Lantern. I know this is Kyle Rayner. I didn't read a lot of DC Comics. This is issue number 7. It was annual number 7, November 1998. Again, we're in the kind of the late 90s here. Fantastic Four Unplugged, number 5. Let's see, I didn't read a whole lot of Fantastic Four in the 90s. Volume 1, number 5, May 1996. It's an interesting cover there. Oh, what is this? On the Edge. This isn't superhero comics. This is like advertising. Oh man, we'll put that over here. Uh-oh. And our first comic with a casualty. We have no front cover on this guy. I have to find out what this is. That's Kane. He made his big push in the Maximum Clonage series. So at least I know that about this. Spider-Man Redemption. Chapter 1, yesterday. I'll have to look into that and see what I can find out about that. Inferno, sizzling first issue, DC. We got number 1 of 4, October 1997. Who is Inferno? I'm not familiar with Inferno. It definitely looks 90s to me. The New Titans Meltdown. Got the new Titans 129. It's always hard not to say Teen Titans. It's gotten kind of ingrained into your soul here. Got Kyle Rayner. We got not Starfire. Is it Starfire? I think it is Starfire. It's pretty cool. I didn't read a lot of DC Comics. I know a lot of DC comic characters, but I never read a lot. January 1996. That's pretty cool. Force Works. I am totally unfamiliar with this. Marvel Universe. Force Works number 1, or Volume 1, number 20, February 1995. Is this Yep, that is Spider-Woman. We got War Machine, a very different looking War Machine. Fisher Todd, oh, U.S. Agent, there we go. Scarlet Witch. Oh, that's Scarlet Witch on the cover? Man, she's had a couple of costume changes. That's really cool. Underworld Unleashed, Legionnaires, number 32. December 1995. Something I'm totally unfamiliar with. I think it's a Saturn Girl. Is this DC from the future? I think that may be what that is. Adventures in the DC Universe, number 11, starring Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. That's an interesting cover. What would Wonder Woman be like if she had the powers of the Green Lantern? February 1998. Man, we got a lot in the late 90s there. Invincible Iron Man number 5. That is a cool looking cover. Never underestimate a comic's cover's ability to sell the issue. I guess that was the whole point. Iron Man Volume 3, number 5, June 1998. That's really cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up, this first little glimpse into the box. I have hundreds of comics in this box. I'll be going through, and stay tuned. We'll go through this together, see what we can find.